I remember the exact second my heart cracked open in front of 200 strangers. I handed my sister a deed to a paid-off home, $320,000 of my blood, my sleepless nights, my skipped vacations, and she laughed. Not a giggle. A full-throated, chandelier-shaking laugh. Wrong zip code, she said into the mic. The room laughed with her. I smiled. And inside, something died. My name is Elias Kane. I'm 37, a trauma surgeon, the family's human defibrillator. I live 4 minutes from the ER because someone always needs saving, usually me. My coffee is always cold. My scrubs always have someone else's blood. I've paid for braces, rent, weddings, therapy, a dog's hip surgery, anything labeled family emergency. I told myself it was love. I was wrong. My sister Lila is 29. She walks into rooms like the air owes her rent. She orders oat milk lattes with 3 pumps of vanilla and sends them back if the foam isn't a perfect cloud. Our parents call her spirited. Translation, untouchable. Her wedding was a Saturday in June. White peonies. String quartet. A donut wall that cost more than my first car. I arrived late, fresh from a 12-hour shift, still smelling like iodine and panic. My tie was crooked. My shoe squeaked. The photographer hissed, shoulders down, doctor. I tried. I carried a black leather folio. Inside, the deed to a 2-bedroom condo. Paid in full. 10 minutes from the hospital. Safe. Quiet. Real. I bought it 2 weeks earlier, closed in cash, no bow because a home isn't a gift card. I thought she'd cry. I thought wrong. As I walked to the mic, I caught Lila's eyes. For one flicker, they narrowed, asterisk what did you do, asterisk. Then the smile returned, bright as surgical steel. But I saw it. The calculation. The judgment. Something was coming. I just didn't know it would get me. The DJ killed the music. The MC beamed, a special gift from the bride's brother. I stood. 200 faces turned. I handed Lila the folio. She opened it. Read the address. Held the deed up to the light like it was a fake ID. And laughed. Wrong area, she said, loud enough for the back row. I'm not living in that part of town. The room laughed with her. My mother dabbed her lips to hide a smirk. My father stared into his whiskey. Lila's husband, Marcus, looked at his shoes. I felt the heat crawl up my spine like sepsis. I took the deed back. My voice didn't shake. I was proud of that. But that wasn't the worst of it. Here's what no one in that ballroom knew. When Lila flunked out of grad school, again, I paid the $18,000 balance so her credit wouldn't tank. When her apartment flooded because she left the tub running, I covered the $3,000 deductible. When she signed a lease she couldn't afford, I set up auto transfers, $400 every first of the month. Labeled, asterisk, temporary. 2 years max. Asterisk. That was 4 years ago. I bought her a BMW 2 summers back. She called me at 3 a.m., sobbing, the Civic's unsafe. Marcus says image matters in real estate. I put $25,000 down. Loan in my name. Added her to my insurance. She totaled it into a concrete pillar 3 months later. The pillar jumped, she laughed. I paid the deductible. Upgraded the policy. I paid for her veneers. Her phone. Her dog's chemo. She called me her walking ATM. I laughed too. Because it was easier than admitting I was drowning. Our parents. They helped with words. God gave you steady hands for a reason, Elias. Translation, pay the bill. When I pushed back, Mom sighed, you're a surgeon. Money grows back. When Lila pushed back, Mom said, she's still finding herself. 3 months before the wedding, Lila showed up at my apartment with a Pinterest board and a half-eaten croissant. I want to live near the action, she said. But until then, keep the rent going. And we need a new car for the honeymoon. The X5 has heated armrests. My pager went off twice. She rolled her eyes like the beeping was rude. I tried the word no. It came out like a whisper. She blinked. You literally cut people open to save them, but you can't wire rent. That's when I bought the condo. Not as a gift. As a boundary. A house is permanence worthy. A house has doors. I put it in my name. Planned to add hers after the wedding. My lawyer asked, "You sure?" I said yes. And for the first time in years, my jaw unclenched. 2 nights before the wedding, she texted at 1:17 a.m. $4,000 for the open bar upgrade. It's a vibe. I typed no. She sent a crying emoji. Then, "You're so dramatic." Mom called 5 minutes later. Just send it. Don't ruin her mood. That was the last time I said yes. Until the deed. Until the laugh. Until the room moved on. But I didn't. Short sentences. My pulse in my ears. The deed in my hand like a scalpel I couldn't drop. Lila waved at the florist. Can we put this away? It's killing my vibe. Marcus wouldn't meet my eyes. Mom hissed, don't frown. You're making it worse. During toasts, Uncle Ray called me the family provider. It felt like a life sentence. The best man joked the BMW was Lila's first love. I laughed through clenched teeth. Then Lila cornered me by the donut wall. Frosting on her wrist. Why would you do this without asking? That neighborhood is beneath me. Beneath you. Marcus mumbled, we imagined something different. Mom joined, voice syrupy, sell it. Help with a down payment somewhere nicer. I pulled out my phone. Opened a folder, Lila. Screenshots. Transfers. Insurance. The lease with my signature. I handed it to Mom. She glanced. Rolled her eyes. You're keeping score? Marcus read over her shoulder. His face went white. You've been paying everything. Lila laughed. Don't be naive, babe. Elias likes playing hero. Something snapped. I looked at her bouquet, $800 of peonies. The BMW in valet. My sister who thought the world owed her heated armrests. Okay, I said. Smile like a scalpel. Okay, what? She snapped. Okay. I'm done. I opened my banking app. Cancelled the $2,400 transfer. Removed her from my insurance. Texted the dealership, *repossess the X5. Title in my name, *. Lila's face went from porcelain to ash. Mom gasped like I'd slapped her. I held out my hand. Keys. Marcus looked at Lila. She stared. Then dug into her clutch and slapped the fob into my palm. You're cruel, she whispered. No, I said. I'm clear. I walked out. The valet brought the BMW. I drove home with the deed on the passenger seat. At 2:14 a.m., a white envelope waited on my doormat. No return address. My name in careful block letters. I showered off champagne and shame. Ate wedding cake that tasted like cardboard. Then opened it. Inside, a note in Marcus's handwriting. Elias, this is from me, not Lila. I didn't know any of it. I found these in her email drafts, Printouts. Texts to Mom, just invoice Elias. He loves feeling needed. A list titled, Ask Elias. Hair and makeup, $2,200. DJ upgrade, $1,800. Confetti cannons, $900. BMW detailing, $350. Condo, maybe if I cry. My hands shook. Not from surgery. From rage. From grief. From the realization I'd been a line item. The condo. Rented to a paramedic and her wife. They send me photos of sunsets from the balcony. They pay on time. The BMW sits in my garage. I drive it on Sundays to keep the battery alive. It still smells like Lila's coconut perfume. I'll sell it when the title's clean. Lila's lawyer sent a Google Doc demanding I return the stolen vehicle and cover a $50,000 wedding gift shortfall. I laughed. My lawyer replied in 12-point Times New Roman. Repayment schedule, $1, $200/month. 30 days to sign. Or see you in court. Marcus moved out. He pays $250 per month into an account labeled debt. He texts, * my half. Even if we don't marry. *. My parents haven't spoken to me. They sent a message through Aunt Clara, * will reconcile when you remember who you are. *. I looked in the mirror after a 14-hour shift, betadine on my cheek, and said, I remember. I still save lives. I still drink cold coffee. But the background hum, the one that said I owed the world my paycheck because I have MD after my name. It's gone. I cook for one. I turn my phone off. I buy peaches from a woman who calls me Doc with the tired eyes and slips me an extra one when I need it. I do. If this were you. If you gave everything and they laughed in your face. Would you forgive them? Or would you finally close the door? Comment below. I read every one.